We might be 6 weeks away from the 2023 USL League One final, but tonight we get a potential championship matchup preview as second place Northern Colorado host first place North Carolina for a blackout night at the Future Legends Complex in Windsor. My name is Ross Davenport. Thanks for joining me tonight for this tasty contest between two high-scoring teams. As you can see here, fighting for a first-round bye and a potential home field throughout the postseason. Three teams tied at 53. These are two of them. The key number here, though, is that 16th win for North Carolina. That is the first tiebreaker in the standings. They could get to 17 tonight with 3 games remaining. They have a great shot at that number 1 seed going into the postseason. Our player to watch tonight for Northern Colorado is Arthur Rogers, versatile man from England. Burst onto the scene last season, won Defender of the Year, 80 chances created, 9 assists. This year he leads the league with 10 helpers. He can play both sides of the back line and the midfield, and even pops up at centre back on occasion, where he will play tonight. He really limited the effectiveness of Alex Anderson in the last meeting with North Carolina when the Hailstorm won 2-1. Hailstorm coach Eamon Zayed actually said this week that centre back is Rogers' best position. And again, we'll see him there this evening. As for North Carolina FC, most of the talk regarding this team is around the potent offense, featuring the aforementioned Anderson, Garrett McLaughlin, Rafa Metzger, and et al. But it's been Jaden Sylvania as the hot hand of late, 2 goals and 5 assists in the last 7. The 22-year-old from Alabama. His brother plays in the MLS for Toronto FC. He can play either side of the midfield, on the left side tonight likely. 44 USL Championship appearances and international experience at only 22. Well, we're only a few minutes away from kickoff here in this much anticipated top of the table matchup. Will one team pick up a huge 3 points, or will they split the spoils and help out those boys in Omaha? Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome. I'm Jason Olskart. I'm here with Jackie and Michelle, and we are the Olskart team, powered by C3 Real Estate Solutions.
We are proud to partner with Future Legends to help fulfill the lifestyle needs, wants, and desires of each family who wants to call Colorado home.
C3 stands for character, culture, and commitment. That is core to who we are and the exceptional value that every client will experience when working with us.
If you value working with an experienced team, we invite you to reach out to schedule a time to meet with us.
Shields All Sports Store is your one stop for everything outdoors, with local experts eager to guide you through the widest selection of brands. Your one stop for exercise gear to get working out or fashions for going out. And your one stop for footwear in your size, your style, yours to take home today. Shields, employee owned, community minded, and like no place you've ever shopped before.
It's a new day, Northern Colorado, and we're set to seize it. More than that, we're out to dent the old standard and set the gold standard. Today is about resilience. That's something our squad has shown and continues to show. Today is about growth. That's a trait this team and this town have seen and continue to see. All this time, the focus has been on our community's legendary future. But today, it dawned on us. The future is now. Are we building something special? Hell yeah, we are.
Welcome back to Colorado as we get ready for this huge League One tilt between NOCO and NCFC. This is the 3rd meeting this season between these two sides. 1 win apiece. Let's take a look back at some highlights from those previous meetings. First one was back in July. Both of them were in Cary. This was the first one. It was NCFC who came away with the 2-0 win. Luis Perez here late in the first half with a superb free kick off his trademark left foot. Delgado couldn't keep it out with the pace. Then deep in the second half, stoppage time would be Anderson catching the Hailstorm way up the field for late equalizer. 1 month later, back in Cary again. This time the Hailstorm prevail. Trevor Ammon, nice left-footed finish. And then David Garcia nodded in a Jaden Sylvania corner in the 61st minute. Rendon from Lukic. Rendon back in the lineup tonight after sitting out Wednesday night's draw with Madison due to his red card from last weekend. Let's have a look at the starting lineups for tonight. First, for Eamon Zayed's Hailstorm, 2 changes from Wednesday's scoreless draw at Madison. Out go Hernandez and Cornwall. Cornwall has a bit of Achilles tendonitis with these short weeks. Norte comes in at defensive midfield, and Billy King, who came off the bench on Wednesday, is back in the starting lineup. We'll probably see him on the right, maybe on the left. We'll see Noah Powder and him pretty flexible on both of those wings. As for John Bradford's NCFC, 3 changes from Wednesday's 3-0 win over Central Valley. Out go Flores, Blanco, Mensigan, and Natalu. In DJ Benton, Cervania, and Garrett McLaughlin. Mensigan and Natalu on the bench tonight. Some serious offensive prowess there. Both teams in the 4-4-2 this evening for this one. Well, we're almost ready in Windsor. Temperature in the high 60s. It's a beautiful evening for what should be a beautiful game. We've already had goals flying in everywhere tonight in League One. Well, especially in Lexington. We'll get to that a little later. Obviously, tons of key matchups going on around the league tonight with only a handful of games left for all of these teams. Omaha is certainly going to be paying attention to the second half of this one. They're at halftime now against Central Valley. Fuego 0-0 at the half in Omaha. That'll certainly have some fans of these teams smiling, especially if one of these teams can pull out the 3 points and pull away from the other 2 teams. Again, only 3 games remaining for each of these 2 sides after tonight. There's your captains for this evening. Garrett McLaughlin, NCFC in the all-red this evening, and for Noco, Norte. It's blackout night tonight here in Windsor. Hopefully we won't see any whiteout conditions if Noco happen to host a home playoff game in October or even November if they get to the championship game. There's Lloyd Perez, mentioned, scored that great free kick in the first matchup between these 2 teams earlier this season. The one result, actually there's 2 results in the book tonight in League One already. Charlotte with a 2-0 win over Forward Madison. That leaves them in 4th place, a good 6 points behind Omaha. Charlotte looking to sew up that home quarterfinal for sure. And then in Lexington, it was pure chaos tonight. 8 goals between them and the Red Wolves. Red Wolves will come away with a 5-3 victory. That likely puts Lexington's hopes of any playoff contention out the window. 2 games going on right now. We mentioned Omaha, Fuego 0-0. Tormenta with a 1-0 lead over Knoxville. That's certainly a big 6-pointer there. So we'll keep tabs on that one, especially with the Omaha matchup. Again, Omaha came into this game tied on 53 points with North Carolina and Northern Colorado. There's a look at Jaden Cervanier, our player to watch tonight. 3 goals and 4 assists on the season. Noah Powder. Looks like he may go over to the right-hand side to start things off. Billy King on the left. May see them change a little bit. Both 4-4-2. Lukic and Ammon. Trevor Ammon kicking us off here. USL League One leading goal scorer with 20 goals. A record single season tally. Well, we were underway, but a false start as referee tonight. Christian Campo Hernandez gets us started for a second time, and we're underway from Windsor in this one. Noka going from left to right in the All Black. You see Arthur Rogers there at center back. Be a great battle to watch tonight between him and Oleg Sanderson. Eamon Zaid was saying last game he played, he said, hey coach, put me at center back. Let me shut down Oleg Sanderson. He did exactly that, so we have an early foul. Good crowd tonight here at Noco. You can see the standing room only behind the advertising hoardings on the far side. Pressure here early from NCFC as Rogers just clears this one downfield. McLaughlin knocks it down. Perez with the left-footed shot. That's well wide of Lalo Delgado's left-hand post. Delgado saved his 4th penalty kick of the season on Wednesday night. And a superb addition to this Hailstorm squad. Man from Oxnard, California. Spent time in the USL Championship. 15 starts in the championship for Las Vegas and Phoenix Rising. Johan Peñaranda was the starter for most of last season for the Hailstorm, but Delgado certainly made this spot his own. Hailstorm looked to build from the back here. Again, some early pressure from NCFC. This one goes long, looking for Ammon. David Garcia is there. He knocks it out of play. Here's Lukic. Garcia will shepherd that one out of play for a goal kick. Noco had their winning streak snapped Wednesday night in Madison with that 0-0 draw. Both goalkeepers had superb performances in that one, Delgado and Bernd Shipman for forward Madison. Both of these teams superb in their venues here. Northern Colorado, 9 wins at home. North Carolina, 9 wins on the road. I asked John Bradford how his team does so well on the road this year, and he said, just a matter, this team just, they know what to do. Doesn't matter where they're playing. They're going to cut this, obviously, a ton of great additions in the offseason, making the move to USL Championship next year. They want to go away from League One with a title. Leo Fola, Arthur Rogers' center back partner tonight. Here's Noah Powder, former MLS man. Chips it ahead, that's a lovely ball in. Amin is there looking for number 21. Won't happen this time though, as Brooks Thompson claims. Again, Trevor Amin, 20 goals. Beating Emiliano Terzagi's previous record. Still 3 more games after this one for Amin to perhaps add to it. Superb campaign for the man from Westminster, Colorado, via Colorado School of Mines, Midwestern State. Played some with Detroit City. Had a hat-trick against NCFC last season. Here's Stefan Lukic coming a little deep to pick up here. Out wide to Bruno Rendon, back from suspension. Powder with a cross in, cleared away. The edge of his 6-yard box by Gustavo Fernandez. And that will result in a corner kick. Tonight's corner kicks are brought to you by Meadow Gold. Arthur Rogers will come over to take it. Set piece. He's deadly on these set pieces, Arthur Rogers. A wizard on free kicks and corners. Here is Rogers with that right foot. The outswinger headed up and over the bar. Actually, it wasn't over the bar. It was claimed in the end by Thompson. Not too much wind tonight. That one just went straight up in the air. The header, I think, was by Leo Fola. NCFC back-to-back road shutouts. 2-0 win over Greenville and the 3-0 win at Madison. They've won 5 of their last 7 on the road. Here goes Anderson now. What a season for him. Anderson skips inside, lays it off. The shot. Oh, what a save. Lalo Delgado, and another one. Second one won't count, though, as Jaden Savania was offside. Here's another look at that stop by Lalo Delgado. Anderson laid it off. It was Rasim Summersall again. I talked to John Bradford about Summersall's goal-scoring prowess. At one point last season, I think he has the second most appearances in League One without a goal, but he's already scored 2 this year. John Bradford says he's been allowed to go a little further forward this season. Popping up there on the edge of the box and forcing a superb save from Delgado. Here's Rendon. Sent off 2 games ago for a second yellow for time wasting. Eamon Zayed was sent off in response to that second yellow, so he had to watch Wednesday night's game from the stands. Eamon said that Bruno Rendon was very apologetic, as he is fouled there by Mikey Maldonado, the winger turned defensive midfielder for NCFC. There's Norte Norte, captain tonight. He got the night off. He didn't start on Wednesday night, came off the bench. Here's Rogers. Bringing him inside, obviously, doesn't allow him to get as far forward as he may normally do when he plays at the fullback position. Getting those deadly crosses in. Obviously, you have to balance out him trying to take Alex Anderson out of the game. She did so effectively in the last meeting. Here's Norte with some space. Norte goes long. Looking for Ammon. Trevor Ammon. That shot's going to roll harmlessly through the 6-yard box of Brooke Thompson, and out for a goal kick. Trevor Hammond finding some space early in this one. That's got to be slightly worrying for John Bradford. Rogers played in the USL Championship with Hartford Athletic. Eight minutes into this one, no score between second place NOCO and first place NCFC. There's Jackson Dietrich, man from Germany. Out wide now for Lucky Opera. Billy King now, the man from Scotland. Did he earn himself a corner? No, he didn't. He wants it. Well, he wants it, but I thought the referee was signaling for a throw. Well, they're going to say it. Well, referee is signaling that it's a throw. Billy King wants the corner. I don't think he's going to get it. It will be a throw. Billy King spent some time with some serious squads in Scotland. Hearts as a youth, Rangers on loan, Dundee United. This ball will be a corner this time. Dundee United, obviously where Greenville coach John Harkes' son Ian Harkes was playing his trade till this season, now back in MLS. Rogers now with the in-swinger from the left-hand side. Makes his signal. Rogers with the delivery. It's a decent one, headed away. Only as far as Dietrich. He's going to cut back inside, chips it in, headed away again. Now a chance here for North Carolina to break. This is where they're so dangerous on the counter. A good work back by Noah Powder from his midfield spot there. That win over Fuego. North Carolina really showed what they can do on the transition as well as the long ball. Get to that in a second. So here comes King, inside to Powder. Lukic, one-on-one here. Loses out to Luis Perez for a second, but then gets it back. That's good work from Lukic. He's going to earn a free kick with a little too much contact there. 25 yards or so out. So a chance here. Rogers will step up. Certainly fancy his chances from here, although it is the wrong side of the field for a right-footed kicker. But this man can do magical things with that right foot. He just choose to chip it in as well. Let's see what happens here. Four-man wall for Brooks Thompson in the goal. There's a great view of what Arthur Rogers sees here from this set piece. Just past the 10-minute mark here in Windsor. Not sure what the delay in play is. Well, we're ready to go now. Rogers will just chip it in. North Carolina get ahead to it. Headed back in by Norte. Norte, and then kicked away. Headed back in again by Norte. Now finally cleared by the visitors. Will be a throw on that far side. Hailstorm will reset. Rogers skips by McLaughlin. Knocks it ahead for Billy King. Will he keep this one? And he does. No, he doesn't. Referee, a little hard to hear the whistle tonight in Windsor. Will be a goal kick. Or was he perhaps offside? He was offside in the end. Brooks Thompson, the man on loan. From Philadelphia Union 2, Brooks Thompson. North Carolina have used a handful of goalkeepers this season. Obviously, youngster Nick Holliday starting to get back to health. He played in the UPSL game last weekend for the Academy side. He's been dealing with an injury for a couple of months now. Be interesting to see what happens with Nick Holliday. Will he stick around stateside next season, or will perhaps he head to Europe? Perhaps Germany, as rumors have suggested. Obviously, so many great goalkeepers from the US have gone to Europe to play their trade in their teens. Rendon. He'll go back to Rogers. Minutes in here, 2 shots for either side. As Rogers skips past Olex Anderson. That's a risky proposition at times with Olex's pace, and as McLaughlin pokes that one away. And a whistle from referee Campo Hernandez will result in a Hailstorm free kick. Perhaps a little harsh there on McLaughlin. A little bit of miscommunication there. Game got off to a fast start, but has slowed down a little bit here over the last 5 minutes. Omaha and Central Valley, 10 minutes into the second half there, still 0-0. It's perhaps a little bit of a surprise. Omaha with 16 shots in that one to Fuego's 6. But Fuego with 4 shots on goal to Omaha's 3, so a little bit of lack of clinicality from Dom Cassiato's men. If they only come out of that game with 1 point, that would be a huge disappointment for the Omaha fans. Here's Fola. That's a poor ball there. That'll roll out of play right at halfway. Here's Christian Liu Young, former Fort Lauderdale man, right back tonight. McLaughlin now, triple teamed. Foul there, and a free kick for Hailstorm, 10 yards inside their own half. Select, the official match ball supplier of USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Here's Rendon, right side, double teamed. Sylvania hassling him, finds Naughty. Lukic, Rendon, that's a lovely bit of combo play. Billy King now. Some on the left earlier, now on the right. Drop back to Lukic. US Foods is the official food supply partner of Future Legends Complex. Long ball here for Powder. He's got some space. That was a beautiful ball, the outside of his left foot. Snuffed out by a defender. Here's Rendon. His left-footed cross isn't the greatest, and cleared away by NCFC. Hailstorm trying to put the pressure on here. Rendon again, he's been a busy man early here. 23-year-old from Cuba. Hammond can only knock that one down to Summersall. It's finally hoofed away by DJ Benton. Anderson's after this one. Fola perhaps a little lackadaisical, but he does well in the end. Dietrich, he'll go all the way back to Lalo Delgado. Started every game but 2 this season between the pipes for Ayman Zayed. Ayman was complaining on social media this season, but before I get to that, we've got a goal in Omaha, and it's from the visitors, Central Valley, with a 1-0 lead over Union Omaha. That's a massive goal when it comes to playoff implications, especially considering these two teams. Well, well, well. You never know what's going to happen in USL League One on a game-to-game basis. That was almost a poor giveaway there. Good work by Sylvania. He'll go all the way back to Thompson. So Central Valley Fuego with a 1-0 lead in the 56th minute at Werner Park. Would be a huge blow to Omaha's hopes of a bye, if that one stays that way, especially if there's a result in this one. Other than a draw, that's a foul on Jackson Dietrich, who I think disagrees with the decision. Former Wright State man, he played there with former Tucson forward Derry Korf. Also spent time with Chattanooga along with Eamon Zayed. Marquis Hernandez on the bench tonight for Hailstorm. Here come NCFC now, down this right wing. Luis Perez, back to Maldonado. Surveying his options. Lays it off for Fernandez from his center back spot. Into Anderson. That's a good turn. Alex Anderson blasts it over the bar. That's what Anderson will do. You give him half a step, and he'll turn you on a dime and find space to unleash a shot. It was again turn follow well. Expect Alex Anderson to do a little better than that from there. Noko with 67% of the possession so far. Zahir Vasquez with the goal for Central Valley. Just over a half hour remaining in that one. Still 0-0, excuse me, 1-0, still 1-0 Tormenta in the second half stoppage time there. Tormenta 1 Knoxville 0. Could that be the end of one Knoxville's challenge? Could well depend on what happens in Greenville, Richmond tomorrow. That game was supposed to be earlier today, but was postponed due to Tropical Storm Olivia, as DJ Benton called for the foul there. That game will be 4 p.m. tomorrow, so you can watch a bit of football and then a bit of football on a Sunday afternoon. I'll be bringing you that one, again, 4 p.m. Eastern. Weather permitting, I'm pretty sure the storm will have gone through by that point. Hopefully no damage at City Stadium. Here's David Garcia. This game has certainly slowed down here. It's had some spurts of action, but nothing like the first 5 or 10 minutes. Here's DJ Benton now. Inside to McLaughlin. Back to Benton. Does well to keep that one in. That pass had some fizz on it. North Carolina being patient here. Luis Perez, the former Tucson man, swings it wide and too wide as that's over the head of Benton and out for a no-co throw. Rendon played for Cuba U17s, U20s. Turnover here. Alex Anderson had nobody up with him. McLaughlin was to his left. He went right. And as a result, no-co will come away with it. Dietrich. Are you feeling benched in your career? With more than 90 career-focused programs, University of Northern Colorado Extended Campus can help you get in the game. For more information, go to extended.unco.edu. Rogers now. all the early road games that the Hailstorm played because of obviously the weather in late spring here in Colorado. Noco with a ton of home games to finish the season. We'll get to that in assistant. Trevor Ammon was going for the no-look pass. Back to Powder, but it was sniffed out. 3 of their last 4, including this one, will be at home for Ayman Zayed's men. They will travel to Greenville next Friday, September 29th, before hosting Madison and hosting Chattanooga. There's a look at the remaining schedule for NOCO. 2 current playoff teams. Chattanooga scored 5 goals today. They're not going to go down without a fight. They are eliminated, but they're certainly going to play spoiler down the stretch. Sylvania, Maldonado, Garcia. NCFC knocking it around with some poise here. Louis Perez. Under pressure from Billy King. And Perez puts it out of play for a no-co throw. As for North Carolina and their remaining schedule, big one next Friday. They will host Union Omaha. That game will certainly have an impact on who gets a bye in the first round. Then travel to Lexington, who lost today 5-3 to Chattanooga. And then we'll host One Knoxville in the finale. One Knoxville likely out of it by that point. Here goes Rendon now, charging down the right wing. Ends up finding Noah Powder off the leg of Cervania. Powder gets it back. His left-footed shot bounces off Fernandez and out for a corner kick. Corner kick brought to you by Meadow Gold. Rogers will jog over to take it as per usual. Just past the halfway point in this first half. Ross Davenport with you. Thanks for joining us for this big top of the table tilt. 0-0 so far. Rogers swings it in. Fowler gets ahead to it, but can't keep it in the box. That one's smashed into the night sky. It will be a goal kick for the visitors. Raheem Summersall with the golden chance so far for North Carolina from distance. Forced a good save from Lalo Delgado in the 5th minute. That's the only shot on target for either team in these first nearly 25 minutes. Is Naughty looking to go over the top? Will it be kept in? Sort of. Lucky Pra manages to not let it go out for a goal kick. It gives away a throw-in to NCFC. Let's look at Christian Luya. Man from South Florida. Mentioned he played for Fort Lauderdale, also a Western FC product. Local travel team that's produced a lot of the local homegrown players for Inter Miami of MLS. Also spent time with Akron, one of the best college programs. Tormented too. Also trialed with West Ham and Liverpool as a youth. Not a bad thing to have on your resume. Here's Powder. Inside to Billy King. He can let loose. He can let loose, I should say, from distance. That time his attempt is blocked. Chip back in. Rendon is there, and he clashes into Thompson. Thompson goes down in a heap, as does Rendon, and referee Campo Hernandez already has his yellow card out. Here's a look at that on the replay. Thompson got there first, Rendon did not. He got there second, and as a result, you can see referee Campo Hernandez had his yellow card out even before either play hit the ground. It's a nasty challenge to Thompson's ribs. Rendon also feeling that challenge. Thompson at least on one knee now. Looks like Rendon's getting some attention to his right leg. Mentioned temperatures in the high 60s in Windsor. We'll get down into perhaps the low 60s by the end of this one. Weather could be a huge factor with Omaha and Northern Colorado in the mix for certainly hosting at least one or two home playoff games. As you can see, the lad in the crowd agreeing with the referee. There was a yellow card. We haven't seen the orange ball been produced too many times in USL League One, but there'll certainly be a chance of that if Omaha or NOCO end up hosting a playoff game in mid to late October or early November. Looks like both players are up and okay. Rendon trying to walk that one off. He will be the first one in the book of referee Campo Hernandez tonight. It's his 10th yellow card of the season. But the 2 he received last weekend for the red will not count in that total. So won't get a suspension just yet. Check my discipline report. Sylvania. This game's been a little stop-start here. Lived up to expectations for the first 5 or 10 minutes, but it's not been a pretty affair since then. And we will restart here as we approach the 29th minute of this one. There's that confirmation of the yellow card for Bruno Rendon. May result in a suspension for next game. We'll have to see. He just missed the last game due to a suspension, but he racked up a ton of yellows before that as well. Garrett McLaughlin now. Crowded out. Now a chance perhaps for Hailstorm to break. That's good work by Powder. And it's turned over now, and that's not what you want to do against this North Carolina team. Down goes McLaughlin as the fouls continue to rack up in this one. Referee Campo Hernandez is going to have to get things under control. See Ayman Zayed there in his beige cardigan tonight, as opposed to the sweaters sometimes he goes with. As things get colder, perhaps we'll see the sweaters come out. He's got a collection, does Ayman Zayed. Let's take another look at the replay there as Powder catches Anderson. Will need a knee there perhaps. It will be a dangerous free kick here. That man, Luis Perez, can deliver them with that wicked left foot. Ayman Zayed still letting our referee know what he thought about that decision. It is final score in Tormenta. 1-0 to Tormenta. Lost my words there for a second. Big win there for Ian Cameron's men. So Luis Perez now with the free kick. Good pace on that delivery, but not enough height. Headed away by Naughty. We've got a foul, I think, in the box. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. Free to play. Download now. That one comes off Maldonado. Out for a throw. Again, just the one shot on target so far in this one. It hasn't lived up to the offensive expectations just yet. Maybe Raheem Summersole will change that. No, he's going to reset. The only shot on goal was by that man, Raheem Summersole, back in the 5th minute, as we have another foul. This one will go the way of Hailstorm. Luis Perez, the man pinged that time. Powder. Noah Powder with 121 USL Championship appearances. He's only 24. He's had 7 MLS appearances with Real Salt Lake. He was actually once traded for one Knoxville keeper, Sean Lewis. Sean Powder with an amazing amount of experience for a man at his age. Here come Hailstorm now. Ammon, back to Powder. A foul there by David Garcia. Now up to 13 fouls so far in this game. We're only in the 33rd minute. Norte wants a yellow card. Not going to get one this time. Skip back inside Garcia. Clatters him down, and a chance now for perhaps Arthur Rogers. Rogers, 10 assists on the season. Looking for a goal here. Amazingly, he has yet to find the back of the net. Is this the time for Arthur Rogers to do so? Rogers with the right foot. Oh, it hit the wall and deflected. That could have gone anywhere. Appeals for handball. All sorts of hands going up from both sides. See if we can see what happened on the replay here. Rogers into the wall. Certainly looked like he deflected off a red player out for a corner. Some half-hearted appeals from the visitors. For what, I'm not sure. Perhaps they thought Ammon might have got a touch on it. But it will be a corner kick for the Hailstorm. Corner kicks brought to you by Meadow Gold. Rogers again. First time attempt is over the bar. I think that was Lucky Opera at the far post. Let's take another look here. Didn't catch a number. Certainly an audacious attempt. It might have been actually Norte, the captain. I think I saw the captain's armband there. Still waiting for our second shot on target in this one. Still 1-0 Central Valley at Werner Park. 15 minutes remaining in that one. As Thompson clears downfield. DJ Benton will take the throw. Ayman Zayed still having a conversation with referee Campo Hernandez. Ayman Zayed took a seat for a second there. He's still jawing. Ayman Zayed's Ireland rugby team with a big win over South Africa today. Talked to him a little bit about Ireland's love for rugby as well as Gaelic football and soccer. He said when they're doing, rugby team's doing well, the entire country pays attention. There's 30,000 Irish in France today for that game against South Africa. Rugby World Cup going on right now in France. Somersault now. It's headed away by Fowler. Billy King. Ammon. Looking to cut it back for Lukic is there, but he can't get his header on target. Good work again by Trevor Ammon. He loves to work in those channels, does Trevor Ammon. Creates chances from there for himself as well as his teammates. He was looking to cut it back for perhaps King. It was blocked, and then Lukic just couldn't get his head around that one. And redirected on target. Red Zone NoCo is a proud sponsor of Hailstorm FC. Red Zone offers 1-hour group fitness sessions that help burn more calories than your typical gym workout. Maybe you can watch the NFL Red Zone tomorrow while you're watching Richmond Greenville. Richmond obviously out of playoff contention, but they love to play spoiler against their longtime rivals Greenville. Greenville with a striker signing this week in Francisco Garcia. Some teams certainly adding some talent right before the roster freeze, which was yesterday. There is no requirement of minimum games for permanent signings, only loan signings. They have to play 5 games in the regular season. So all those signings over the last couple of weeks fully eligible for the playoffs. And Union Omaha have equalized in the 77th minute against Central Valley. Big goal there for Dom Casiato's men in their quest for a first round bye. Here's DJ Benton. Down goes McLaughlin. Leo Fowler with the tackle. Is he going to get a card? Doesn't look like. Oh, well, no, he doesn't look like he's going to get away with it. That foul will result in a very dangerous free kick position here, this time for the visitors. Louis Perez and Garrett McLaughlin both perhaps want a piece of this one. Certainly a little, as you can see, Louis Perez giving himself a little more space. Jaden Savania also in the vicinity. Delgado with a 5-man wall. So it looks like McLaughlin and Perez, either the lefty or the righty. Savania in an interesting position. He gets out the way. Leaves it for McLaughlin, and it's in! Garrett McLaughlin makes it 1-0 North Carolina. He left Lalo Delgado completely flat-footed. McLaughlin's 8th goal of the season gives NCFC the lead here late in the first half in Windsor. Here's another look at it. You can see Savania got out the way. Oleg Sanderson was there at the edge of the box. He moved out the way, and that's exactly where McLaughlin went. The Hailstorm player at the edge of the wall also moved. As you can see, Lalo Delgado just threw up his hands. There was nothing he could do about that one. It was close to him, but he probably didn't see it till late. With 5 minutes remaining in the first half here, it's North Carolina who've drawn first blood in this top of the table tilt. Oleg Sanderson now down the left side. He's had a quiet night so far. Mostly because of that man, Arthur Rogers. He gives that one away, but now a chance for Hailstorm to break. Lukic. Out wide to Apra. Billy King now, back on the left. He continues to switch. Noe Meza with the goal for Union Omaha in the 77th minute from Pedro Dalabella to tie that one at 1. Meanwhile, here was only the second shot on target of the night, the first for NCFC. That's given the visitors the lead here. A Garrett McLaughlin free kick. His 8th of the season. There he is. The man from Oklahoma. He's the 8th pick in the 2020 MLS Super Draft by Houston. Spent time with Toronto too in USL League One a couple of years ago. Stay on top of your pain and be on top of your game. Visit Top Shelf Organics, located just north of Future Legends Field. Garrett McLaughlin almost went top shelf with that free kick. He won't care exactly where it finished in the net as long as it finished in the back of the net. John Bradford now having a couple of words with referee Campo Hernandez as down goes Rendon under the challenge from Anderson. We mentioned coming into this game, North Carolina, Omaha, and the Hailstorm all with 53 points, but North Carolina with that one extra win. As this ball is crossed in, cleared away to the goal scorer McLaughlin. Hailstorm looking to keep this one in the danger area. Can't quite do it though. An extra win could be crucial for NCFC because wins is the first tiebreaker. So if they hold on to this one here, and that Omaha game remains tied, they will have a 2-win edge on both Northern Colorado and Union Omaha with only 3 games remaining. Perhaps means they could lock up the 1 seed as soon as next weekend, perhaps, with a win and some help elsewhere. Hailstorm still awaiting their first shot on target. They've had 8 off target, half of them inside the box. Here's Arthur Rogers looking to create something. Rendon. Pressured by Savania, but does well to find Naughty. Nodded away. Billy King's there, as is Luis Perez, and he'll just knock it downfield, looking for Anderson. Oof, that's a nasty challenge from Arthur Rogers, and both players are down there, Anderson and Rogers. Rogers is in some pain. Let's take another look here from this position. Rogers just came over the top. Immediately clutched his right ankle. That's certainly a concerning sight for any Hailstorm fan. Rogers gingerly back to his feet. Try and run that one off. Appears to be good to go for now. Anderson also back on his feet.
Pardon me, 3 minutes of stoppage time.
We will have some stoppage time here at the end of the first half. It'll be at least 3 minutes. Hailstorm find a way to get an equalizer here late in the first half. Billy King, Christian Liu Young all over him, and that will be a yellow card for Liu Young. Just goes long. Headed away. Falls to Lukic. Goes back to Billy King, I think it is there. No, it's Dietrich. Looking to get the cross in. But good work by Liu Young there. And it does find the cross in the end. And Raheem Summerhall just stuck his right foot out. That one could have gone absolutely anywhere. Ended up going out for a corner kick. As always, corner kicks here brought to you by Meadow Gold. Yellow card for Christian Liu Young, his 4th of the season. Halfway through stoppage time here. Rogers with the delivery once again. And Hailstorm find the late equalizer here. Nodded away by Summersall under pressure. It will be another corner kick brought to you by Meadow Gold.
Corner kicks tonight are brought to you by Meadow
Lukic goes for it short. Lukic swings it in towards the far post and past everybody. And out for a goal kick. Stick with us at halftime, obviously, for all our first half highlights, stats, news and notes from around USL League One and more. Or perhaps if you want to switch over to the end of Omaha Fuego. Still 3 minutes remaining in the 90 there, 1-1 at Werner Park. Omaha with 23 shots to Fuego's 8. 62% possession for the home team. Fuego were just trying to hold on to that 1-0 lead, but couldn't do it. As Noe Meza tied things up in the 77th minute. We'll let you know when that one's over. It may be after this one goes to the half. Noko still waiting for their first shot on target. Lukic. As we hit the 3-minute mark now. Rendone's going to need to be quick here. And that will do it for the first 45 minutes here from Windsor, Colorado. A 40th minute free kick strike from Garrett McLaughlin. His 8th goal of the season is the difference here at the break. As you can see there, your halftime score, North Carolina FC 1. They will remain in first place as things stand here at the break. Northern Colorado Hailstorm 0. Still seeking their first shot on target in this one. Again, stick with us. We'll be right back here with halftime highlights, stats, news and notes from around League One, followed by the second half of action here. Your score at the break, NCFC 1, NOCO 0.
Shields All Sports Store is your one stop for everything outdoors, with local experts eager to guide you through the widest selection of brands. Your one stop for exercise gear to get working out or fashions for going out. And your one stop for footwear in your size, your style, yours to take home today. Shields, employee owned, community minded, and like no place you've ever shopped before.
Welcome. I'm Jason Olskart. I'm here with Jackie and Michelle, and we are the Olskart team powered by C3 Real Estate Solutions.
We are proud to partner with future legends to help fulfill the lifestyle needs, wants, and desires of each family who wants to call Colorado home.
C3 stands for character, culture, and commitment. That is core to who we are and the exceptional value that every client will experience when working with us.
If you value working with an experienced team, we invite you to reach out to schedule a time to meet with us.
First and second place teams in terms of clean sheets met for the first time in 4 months on Wednesday. It all started here with Northern Colorado's Trevor Ammon. He may be having the best season a striker's ever had in USL League One, but that does not mean he's able to get past Bernd Shipman here. Madison hung on early in this one, and then a window of opportunity arose. One mid-season acquisition fouls another inside the penalty area, making it a chance at the spot, but instead, it's just a moment for history for Lalo Delgado, who becomes the first keeper in League One history to complete 4 penalty saves over a career, not just in a season, over a career, which is incredible. Then just moments later, Noah Powder once again find Trevor Ammon, but nope, not happening. Bernd Shipman is too agile right now in the first half. It is just all the keepers stealing the spotlight, and then in the second half, the keepers would get bailed out by their team here. Trevor Ammon, maybe third time's a charm. but Jake Kroll comes sliding in. Clean sheets are, in fact, a team stat. Not all on the keepers. Of course, these are two great keepers in this game. Then Madison would have one more chance. Christian Chaney, another prolific goal scorer. Can he find the back of the net? Well, nothing Lalo Delgado hasn't seen before. He swats that one away, keeping it 0-0 on the game. Both keepers with two individual clinics on why they have more shutouts than anybody else in the league. 0-0 is the final. Then later that night in Fresno, it'd be Olex Anderson, the guy behind Trevor Ammon in the Golden Boot race, would get one back since Ammon was not able to find the score sheet on that same night. Great ball from Nathan and Talu, excuse me. It's 15 goals on the season for Olex Anderson. By the way, with the Hailstorm draw earlier in the day, North Carolina can take the #1 spot going into the weekend if they get all 3 points here. And look at this from Garrett McLaughlin. Just excellent placement. He now has 7 goals and 6 assists on the season. What an asset he is offensively in his second year with North Carolina FC. What a player. Then just 6 minutes later in this one, it'd be Francois Dulis who is called for a penalty. That's 2 games in a row now that the center back has been guilty of a foul that has resulted in a point to the spot. And Rafa Menzigen knows what to do with it. 3 goals for North Carolina FC, 3 points for North Carolina FC, first place going into the weekend. But the fact of the matter is that Union Omaha has a game in hand. So let's talk about the playoffs. These are the 3 teams who have already punched their tickets. Worth noting, Union Omaha now have the highest max points out of these 3 teams with the Hailstorm draw on Wednesday. That means if the Owls, they win out, which sounds like crazy, but they've won 9 games in a row coming into today, they would have the #1 spot. They would be hosting in that regard. Now here are the teams racing to get a playoff spot. The Jacks, the Mingos, and Greenville Triumph all sitting in place to solidify a spot. They can get a couple more victories. You look at those magic numbers, it is in their hands to solidify a spot in the playoffs. But they do have some teams approaching them, still trying to race in, sneak in last second. One Knoxville, Tormenta, very much in it. Lexington are on the brink of elimination at this point in time. They need every single ball to bounce their way, along with them winning out for the rest of the season. With that in mind, we're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll have news and notes with you on ESPN+.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Welcome back to halftime here. Let's take a look at some news and notes from around USL League One. Hispanic Heritage Month here in USL League One being celebrated with a series of activations. A little change in Lexington. Sam Stockley going to step back and be the sporting director. That allows Nacho Novo to take over as the interim head coach for the rest of this season. Lalo Delgado, 6th keeper to earn the Player of the Week honor this season. Saved a penalty. There's a look at your team of the week. Delgado, your Player of the Week so far. All he's had to do tonight is pick a ball out of the back of the net, unfortunately. Macaulay Akali with another goal tonight. Perhaps he ends up on this team of the week yet again for Tormenta. Big win tonight for South Georgia. Take a look at your scoreboard, and some fans of this game will see that one in the bottom right-hand corner. Omaha with a goal from Joe Gallardo in the 93rd minute, taking a 2-1 lead. That would be their 10th win in a row for Dom Casiado's men. And obviously that means whoever loses this game, if there is a winner and loser in this game, will be in 3rd place heading into next weekend. Here is a look at your schedule. Tomorrow, ESPN Plus, 4 p.m. Eastern, Richmond against Greenville. And then next Friday night, I'll be bringing you both these games. Greenville hosting the Hailstorm. Depending on what Greenville does on Friday, that game could be a big one. Excuse me, depending on what they do tomorrow, it could be a big game next week. And then a huge one also next Friday as North Carolina hosts Union Omaha. Stick around. We'll be right back with halftime stats and highlights from this one. Your score at the half, North Carolina 1, Northern Colorado 0.
Shields All Sports Store is your one stop for everything outdoors, with local experts eager to guide you through the widest selection of brands. Your one stop for exercise gear to get working out or fashions for going out. And your one stop for footwear in your size, your style, yours to take home today. Shields, employee owned, community minded, and like no place you've ever shopped before.
It's a new day, Northern Colorado, and we're set to seize it. More than that, we're out to dent the old standard and set the gold standard. Today is about resilience. That's something our squad has shown and continues to show. Today is about growth. That's a trait this team and this town have seen and continue to see. All this time, the focus has been on our community's legendary future. But today, it dawned on us. The future is now. Are we building something special? Hell yeah, we are.
North Carolina here with a 1-0 lead over the Hailstorm. It's blackout night in Windsor, but that little rock right there, the only thing making sure it's not complete blackout. The movement, beautiful shot there. As we head into our second half, let's see how we got to this 1-0 scoreline here with our highlights from the first 45 minutes. And it was NCFC who would get the first shot on goal in this game as Alex Anderson would lay it off here to Rasim Somersall. Beautiful one-time strike from 20 yards out. Delgado with a good save. Savania was offside on the second attempt. Billy King now here with the left-footed shot blocked. Hailstorm with no shots on goal in the first 45 minutes. This one was a nasty collision here between Thompson and Rendon. The only shots on goal would come via NCFC. This was the second one, and it would find the back of the net. Watch the right side of the wall here. It was Noah Powder that got out the way, as well as Rasim Somersall, and McLaughlin filled the spot with the ball, left Lalo Delgado flat-footed, and that's the difference in this one so far. This free kick by Garrett McLaughlin, his 8th goal of the season. As take a look at your halftime stats from this one. There you have a look at it. Hailstorm with 9 shots on goal. That's a good number, but the one below that is not a good number. No shots on target so far. Not forced to save out of Brooks Thompson. I'm sure Eamon Zayed will have had some things to say at halftime, and we'll see how the Hailstorm come out here to start the second half, especially with that result elsewhere earlier tonight. Union Omaha were down 1-0 with less than 15 minutes remaining, scored twice in those final 15 minutes to pick up their 10th consecutive victory. That moves them up the table. But let's look at the remaining schedule for the rest of both of these teams for the rest of the way. Took a little look at it earlier in the first half, but now we can take a little more time here as we wait for the start of the second half. Let's look at the rest of the Hailstorm schedule. They'll go to Greenville on Friday night, September 29th. They'll face another team currently in the playoff positions on October 7th. That's a Saturday against Forward Madison at home, and then host Chattanooga Rebels, who scored 5 times earlier tonight. And as for North Carolina FC, obviously a massive one next Friday against Union Omaha. Then at Lexington and home against Knoxville. 2 teams currently below the playoff line. As we're back here live in Windsor, I'll let you know if either side made changes at the break. I do see Marky Hernandez there at the bottom of the screen on for the Hailstorm. We'll let you know who he replaced. It's like perhaps Stefan Lukic. So one substitute at least for Eamon Zayed and the home Hailstorm. And we're underway again here in the second half from Colorado. NCFC 1, NoCo 0 at the break as we start the second half. Luis Perez now with an early chance. That's a lovely cross with the outside of his left foot. Headed away. Here's Sylvania now, our player to watch tonight. And he will earn himself a corner. All corner kicks tonight brought to you by Meadow Gold. There is confirmation of that substitution. Substitutions sponsored by Shift 4. Marky Hernandez in at halftime for Stefan Lukic. That may result in a bit of a change of formation. Perhaps more of a 4-1-4-1 now. We'll see exactly what happens, or 4-2-3-1 perhaps. See exactly how things shake out. Trevor Ammon will certainly be more up top on his own now as this corner swung in. Headed away by Dietrich. Now for a throw. Hernandez is capable of playing in the middle. You see him in the middle of King and Powder with Ammon up top. Marky Hernandez, man from Anaheim, California, former Chattanooga Rebel. Only 5'5". He's an exciting player to watch. Certainly capable of getting this Hailstorm offense going. They had no shots on goal in the first half, remember. Luis Perez now shrugs off a challenge. Finds Alex Anderson into the box. Anderson with the strike, but a great block. Referee isn't sure of the decision, and it will be a corner kick. It was Leo Fola. What a block that was on the Alex Anderson shot attempt.
Corner kicks tonight are brought to you by Meadow Gold.
Anderson had a half chance in that first half. Shot left a lot to be desired. Got this one off with some power, but Leo Follett left his feet just at the right time. Was claiming it went off the foot of Anderson. This corner brought to you by Meadow Gold. This one's nodded away. Hernandez beaten to it by Maldonado, his former Chattanooga teammate. There will be a free kick here for the Hailstorm, which Rogers will take. Excuse me, Maldonado, formerly with North Texas. I'm getting my red teams mixed up once again. This be a habit of mine. Lalo Delgado made it Big first half save from the foot of Raheem Somersault. Here's Hernandez now with some space on the right. He's got players flooding into the box. Hernandez, and it's going to be a foul called on the Hailstorm as an NCFC player went down. Billy King and Rendon. Rendon's already got a yellow card. Referee having discussions with players from both sides. I'm trying to see who it is down. Perhaps Maldonado. Let's get another look on the replay here. Keep an eye on the edge. Well, got to a little late there. Might be Mikey Maldonado down. Clutching his face. When we do resume, it will be a free kick for NCFC. That much we know. As the trainer is called on, Billy King perhaps claiming it was just an accidental collision while they were both running for it. Quick recap of your scores from earlier tonight. Charlotte 2, Madison 0. Chattanooga 5, Lexington 3. Tormenta 1, Knoxville 0. And that big 6-pointer just below the playoff line. And then Omaha with 2 late goals to pick up their 10th straight victory. This one over at Central Valley Fuego. The USL is celebrating Hispanic Latino Heritage Month with stories, events, and more, bringing to life this special celebration across the league. Go to uslsoccer.com/Hispanic-heritage to learn more. So with that win, Union Omaha now on 55 points, one behind North Carolina as things stand here. The Hailstorm with 53. Becker Safety and Supply have you covered from head to toe. They provide industry-leading products and services to help keep you safe. Find them online at beckersafety.com. Becker wasn't around to keep Mikey Maldonado safe on that foul as he walks to the sideline, took a shot to the face. He'll be back in a second once we restart play. Brooks Thompson will take the free kick. Certainly have at least a couple of minutes added on at the end of this one. There was 7 minutes added in Omaha. They scored in the third of those minutes to win 2-1. These top 3 teams really trying to pull away from the rest of the field. Charlotte with their win earlier still have an outside shot of 3rd place. Perhaps too far behind Omaha. They're 8 points behind Omaha, but Omaha have a game in hand. Charlotte with a 5-point edge over Madison, so they're comfortably in 4th at the moment. Which, as things stand, they would host Madison in the quarterfinal, and Hailstorm would host Greenville. There's still plenty to play for in these final games, as that's poor from Leo Fola. Lou Young will take the throw right in front of John Bradford. This one falls to Perez. Lays it off for Somersault. Somersault into the box where he's found himself a lot more this season. Hooked back in by Lou Young, but headed away. Maldonado retrieves. Thinks about having to go with his left foot onto his right instead, then lays it off for Perez. Back to his favorite left foot, Luis Perez, looking for space. Can't find it, but lays it off for Hernandez. His first time cross. Oh, no penalty decision. It's going to instead be a foul on NCFC. My words. It was a big collision between DJ Benton, trying to see who the Hailstorm player is that's down. Certainly some yells of a penalty by NCFC, but it appears. Let's take another look at the replay and see exactly what happened. It was fired across by Maldonado. Let's see here. Wow. Might get a better look from this angle. Noah Powder appeared to certainly get there second. Referee Campo Hernandez disagreed though. He thinks Benton got there first. Excuse me, he thinks Powder got there first and that Benton committed the foul. Once we restart, I think it will be a free kick for the Hailstorm. Well, you can certainly hear the shouts from the North Carolina players on the microphones.
A yellow card has been issued to North Carolina number 18, DJ Benton.
So DJ Benton gets fouled, perhaps, and also gets a yellow card at the same time, depending on your opinion. Noah Powder is up on his feet. Powder was very active early on in this game. He faded out a little bit as the first half went on, switching sides occasionally with Billy King. And we're back underway here. It's probably another minute added on to the end of this one. See how Storm go long, but that one will roll out of play. XG for NOCO 0.68, for North Carolina 0.38. Perez clears this one downfield, looking for Anderson, well defended by Fowler. Somersault helps it along. Anderson goes down under the challenge from Fowler, who can't believe the decision. Anderson's on his back. Former Seattle Sounder. Alex Anderson represents the St. Vincent and the Grenadines internationally. Only 27 years old, but quite a career so far. Sounders 2, Sounders, kickers, had 30 appearances for the kickers. Really never got going in Richmond. He's more of a super sub than anything. He's certainly proven here in North Carolina what he can do with extended minutes. He's now trying to turn, but loses possession. Hip check from Mikey Maldonado. That will result in a yellow card as he knocks over Powder. So Maldonado into the book.
A yellow card has been issued to North Carolina number 15, Mikey Maldonado, in the 56th minute.
That might work in hockey, but not in soccer, unfortunately, Mr. Maldonado. Yellow card of the season, so did have a red card, so may get a couple taken away. We will have a substitution here. Rob Cornwall's into the game.
Attention for shift 4 substitution. For your Hailstorm, number 4 Rob Cornwall on for number 27 Bruno Rendon.
So
and
Cornwall
number
in for
34 Danny
Rendon,
Robles on for number 18 Jackson Dietrich.
as well as Robles in for Dietrich. So that will likely result in a change at the back. Rob Cornwall is certainly nothing other than a center back. Maybe Rogers now goes out to fullback. Advantage being played here. And Hailstorm will try to take advantage. Naughty. I think referee is going to stop play. Substitutes presented by shift 4, so there's a confirmation of that. Dietrich off, Robles on, so certainly more of an attacking substitution there. We mentioned Cornwall on for Rendon. Rob Cornwall, we talked to Eamon Zayed this week. Rob Cornwall tends to have a bit of Achilles tendonitis when they have short turnarounds, as Trevor Ammon is going to have to go off here for a second. Rob Cornwall actually played with Eamon Zayed in Ireland with Shamrock Rovers 10 years ago or so. Back when Rob Cornwall was still a teenager. So restart play here with a drop ball. Trevor Ammon waiting to come back on. So it looks like it would actually be Leo Fowler perhaps going out to left back. Cornwall and Rogers will stay at center back. Lucky Opera still at right back. Here is Rogers. Robles. He gives it away. Raheem Somersault now. To the left side. Alex Anderson. And it's 2-0. Alex Anderson against the run of play. The turnover by Hailstorm, and they're made to pay. It's Sweet 16 for Alex Anderson on the season. Raheem Somersault with the assist. his third assist of the campaign. And the visitors now with a 2-0 lead as we approach the hour mark here in Windsor.
North Carolina goal scored by number 44, Raheem Somersault.
It's the giveaway. Alex Anderson salutes the crowd. Not sure they'll appreciate that, but he won't care. Here was Somersault with the assist. And it was a calm and composed finish inside Lalo Delgado's far post. As North Carolina double their lead. There's a giveaway in the midfield. Can't do that kind of thing with the amount of offensive talent this North Carolina team has. Hailstorm had been very disciplined up until that point. Gave that one away. North Carolina made them pay. Still high foul plus though for the Hailstorm to get back into this one. But they'll need their first shot on goal to do that. They've not had one yet tonight. Here's Rogers. It's a good cross in, punched away by Thompson. Billy King now. Sylvania made a complete meal of that. Rogers. Looking for options. Goes to the left foot. Headed away. Willie Perez chasing it down along with Noah Powder. There will be a throw in for the Hailstorm. This one goes all the way through to Thompson, and he'll take some seconds off the clock. North Carolina unbeaten in their last 14 League One matches when they've had the lead at halftime. 12 wins, 2 draws. The last time they lost after having a halftime lead was back in July 2022. And that was against the Richmond Kickers. They're 11-1-0 this season when leading at halftime. So Eamon Zayed with some work to do here. They're going to try and avoid a home loss. Be a free kick for the Hailstorm. Scotchy's Cleaners is the official uniform cleaning partner of Hailstorm FC. 2 locations in Fort Collins and 1 right down the street from Future Legends. Scotchy's Cleaners can handle all of your dry cleaning needs. Hernandez, will he keep it in? He will. There to head it away is David Garcia. It actually did go out of play. Didn't look like it from our angle here. Mikey Hernandez letting the linesman know his, the assistant referee know his feelings. So it will be a goal kick here for NCFC. Well, it is a goal kick. I'm not sure where Rich Thompson was going, but more seconds off the clock here for the visitors with a 2-0 lead over Northern Colorado. NCFC looking for their 10th road win of the season. Somersault had the assist on that second goal. Luis Perez now. Robles knocks that one away. Hernandez and Robles will certainly look to be hustling, coming off the bench with fresh legs. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club's on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN+. The home to USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Trevor Ammon. It's a relatively quiet night tonight. Can he change that here? Nope. He gives that one away. One half chance in the first half, did Ammon. Here's Hernandez now though. Out wide. Apra. Looking for Rogers on the overlap. Did he get there in time? No, he did not. It will be a goal kick for the men in red. 3 subs so far for the home team. Cornwall, Hernandez, and Robles on. No subs for John Bradford so far. Does have Nelson Flores Blanco on the bench, normally a starter at the left back spot. Rafa Menskin, should he want some fresh legs up front. Also Nathan Natalo and Preston Pop as well. Eamon Zayed still with Irvin Para at his disposal. I asked Eamon Zayed earlier this week how Irvin Para was doing. He said he's good. He said it's difficult. He wants to get back to his old self, and it gets a little frustrated at time in training, obviously coming off time off to take care of his cancer. He said he feels like it isn't quite there yet, but it's great to have him around us and back with the squad. Also asking him about Breck Evans, who's a consistent starter earlier this season on the back line for the Hailstorm. He's back fit, had a nasty ankle injury. Feeling good and looking good. Maybe we'll see Breck Evans tonight. Perhaps if the scoreline was the other way around, we would. Maldonado now with the throw. Alex Anderson with 1 goal tonight. Looking for 2, but he will earn a corner kick. Corner kicks tonight brought to you by Meadow Gold.
Corner kicks tonight are brought to you by Meadow Gold.
Luis Perez to take. Low delivery front post, cleared away by Robles. Maldonado will go all the way back to Brooks Thompson. Misjudged that one a little bit, shanked it. Lu Young keeps it in though. Perez battling with Powder. Good work there by Danny Robles, who gave away the penalty on Wednesday night. Eamon Zayed's team, watch out. Delgado in a bit of a mess on the edge of his 6-yard box. Good footwork there by John Bradford. Eamon Zayed is complaining midweek about 14 penalties been given against his side this season. By far a USL record in Championship and League One. We had a good chat about it midweek. It's just a little frustrating. He talked to the league at times. He agreed that the Robles penalty on Wednesday was a true penalty, but there's been some decisions he certainly disagreed with. As here's Anderson now double teamed. Earns himself another corner presented by Meadow Gold. I reminded him that my team in the Premier League, AFC Bournemouth, had 0 penalties given to them last season, so I sort of commiserated with him in a different way. No penalties here so far. A couple of half-hearted shouts in the first 45 minutes. Here we go with another corner. Luis Perez to swing it in. Right in front of the dugout. Better delivery this time, goes right through the 6-yard box. And there's a foul called on North Carolina. Gustavo Fernandez was in the vicinity. It wasn't to be this time. Hailstorm come away with it. Again, still looking for their first shot on target tonight. Naughty lays it off for Noah Powder. Out wide to Billy King, the Scotsman, onto his left foot. Cross is blocked by Lu Young. And out for another corner, this time for the home team. Be their 7th corner of the night. Home crowd starts to make some noise on the metal bleachers here at Future Legends. Rogers, and as always, to take the corner. That's not a good delivery though. Headed away at the front post. Billy King will chase it down. Try to go all the way back to Delgado. Hailstorm with 63.6% possession in this game. It's North Carolina who've made the most of their 36.3%. And have a 2-0 lead here as we approach 20 minutes remaining. Ross Davenport here with you. Thanks for sticking with us here late on the East Coast for this jam between the top two teams. Well, they were the top two teams in League One coming into tonight. Might not be by the end of the night. Lucky Apra's call for the foul on the edge of the box, much to the disgust of Danny Robles and the home crowd. Let's take another look at that foul from a closer angle. Well, Benton had position. Not sure if there was as much contact as he made it look like there was, but doesn't matter at this point. Both these teams played on Wednesday, so we'll see if some heavy legs play a factor late in this contest. Both teams made 2 or 3 changes to the starting lineups, but a lot of these players did go 90, or at least a good chunk of those games on Wednesday. Again, John Bradford has yet to make a sub, as we see Valentin Sabella getting ready to come in. We haven't seen him play a part in a game for a while. He's been injured. Naughty. Good work by the Englishman. It goes down under a challenge from Perez. No advantage played, interestingly. Eamon's eye wasn't paying attention, otherwise he might have had a thought about that decision. He's giving his final instructions to Valentin Sabella, the Argentine. Attacking midfielder, 24 years old. Played for the Florida Soccer Soldiers, who some of you hardcore US soccer fans might remember had a nice run in the US Open Cup a few years ago. As Rogers swings this one in towards the penalty spot. There's some players in the vicinity. Rogers knocks it down. Cornwall was there. Sorry, it was Cornwall that knocked it down there, as Rogers knocking it back to King. Back to Rogers. It's a decent delivery in. Unfortunately, it was towards the shortest man on the pitch, Marky Hernandez. Do we have a whistle? We do. It's kind of drowned out by the screams of the Hailstorm players, and there'll be a free kick for North Carolina, excuse me. Valentin Sabella spent time with Charlotte Independence, 54 appearances for them. 2019 to 2021. Also spent time with Tacoma Defiance in the USL Championship. We're underway once again. Under 20 minutes remaining here from Windsor. Lou Young with the throw. Yeah, the wind perhaps picking up a little bit on the microphone. Somersault. Slips it into Anderson. Back to Somersault. Perez switches attack points. Benton. It's a good ball, but Sylvania is offside. Lehman Lewis is sponsoring the Lehman Lewis Financial Group Pickleball Arena at Future Legends Complex. You're never too old to play, and you're never too young to start planning your future. Visit lehmanlewis.com and start talking about retirement. Not too many old heads on this field tonight thinking about retirement just yet. Rob Cornwall, perhaps. He's getting up there a little bit. Only 28 though. He's two teams, certainly two of the younger teams in USL League One. As we resume play here, Lalo Delgado knock it into the North Carolina half. Looked like it was a handball from Sylvania. No call though. Now a chance here for North Carolina to break. McLaughlin, Perez. Too far ahead. As you see Natalu on. Nathan Natalu on. He's in for Alex Anderson. Confirmation for that Sabella for Fola substitution, which is an interesting one. So an attacking midfielder for a center back. Looks like Naaman Zai will go 3 at the back now for the rest of this one. Try and throw some bodies forward again. Still seeking their first shot on target in this one. They're down 4-0 in that department. Here's Cornwall. Alex Anderson will be regretting he came off. He'd love him to attack that back line of 3. Perez now. Good tackle by Powder. North Carolina looking for their 3rd straight road shutout. Certainly been the most consistent team this season in the top 3. Noco had a rough patch a few weeks ago. Perez now onto that left foot from distance. Perez, that's a good sprawling save by Lalo Delgado. He had to move his feet quickly and get down quickly. Scoop that one away. Second long distance save tonight from Delgado. First one was from Raheem Summersall in the first half.
Fans, we have a winner in our orange Hailstorm jersey raffle.
This corner presented by Meadow Gold. Here's another look at it here. Well, we're going to get a replay there. Luis Perez got decent contact on it. Certainly expected to strike it a little more cleanly with his left-footed talent. And the corner is swung in, headed away by Noco. Back to Perez. Skips by Hernandez. So Perez with it. Brave sliding tackle by Norte Norti. And another corner brought to you by Meadow Gold.
Corner kicks tonight are brought to you by Meadow Gold.
This one is swung in. Nodded away. North Carolina is still in possession. That one was looking for Luis Perez, but certainly didn't find him. Up to 13 corners now in this one. 7 for Noco, 6 for North Carolina. Hailstorm trying to get out of this one in an interesting way. Rogers under pressure from Sylvania. Sylvania goes down and gets called for the foul. I think he got caught by a loose Rogers hand perhaps after the initial foul. Delgado almost tripped over Jaden Sylvania. Let's take another look at that foul. Yeah, Jaden Sylvania's all over the back of Rogers. He's never going to win that physical battle. Ended up coming out on the bad end of it. Back on his feet though. That one comes off Summersall. And out for a throw. Powder will take it. Cornwall. It's a good ball in to Robles. He gets shoved off it by Maldonado, and legally so, according to the referee. Chance for North Carolina to get going the other way. McLaughlin. Good foot in there by Rogers. McLaughlin now on the ground and writhing in pain. Referee Campo Hernandez will stop play here. More minutes to be added on surely at the end of this one. Don't forget 2 games on Friday. Before that, we will have the 1 game tomorrow that was rescheduled from earlier tonight. Richmond hosting Greenville. That will be at 4 p.m. East. Then 2 games on Friday the 29th. Greenville hosting Northern Colorado and North Carolina hosting Omaha. I'm not even going to attempt math at this point, but I would suspect a win by North Carolina over Omaha in that game could, and some help from Greenville, could clinch perhaps the top seed for North Carolina. As Irvin Parra, great to see him coming in here. And interestingly, he will come in for Danny Robles, a man who just came off the bench about 22 minutes ago. So Eamon Zayed has seen enough from Danny Robles and decided Irvin Parra is a better option for these final 10 plus minutes. As they still seek their first shot on goal.
Attention for shift 4 substitution.
This one's chipped in. Unlucky Parra will not keep that ball in and will go out for a goal kick.
Number 10, Irvin Parra on for number 34, Danny Robles.
Not too often you see the old substitute being substituted, but Eamon Zayed, not a man to mess around. That was the fifth and final substitution. That substitution brought to you by Shift 4. Again, 5th and final sub for Eamon Zayed. Only 1 sub so far for John Bradford. Nathan Natalu came on for Alex Anderson. 6 minutes or so ago. Perez called for the handball. So 10 minutes remaining here in the 90 for NOCO to try and begin rescuing this game. Find themselves down 2-0. North Carolina's NOCO's last defeat is back in mid-August against Omaha. That was in their run of 4 losses in a row. 3 of those losses were to current teams in the top 4. North Carolina, Charlotte, and Omaha. They also lost to Lexington 4-3. Rogers now slips it through to Apra. Pulls it back, but Thompson is there to claim. He's looking for Ammon, excuse me. Thompson snagged it out of the air before he could get there. It's been 5 wins and 4 draws in the 9 games since that Omaha loss. Billy King now. Oh, he was trying to slide it through for Hernandez. Falls to Ammon, trying to get it out from under his feet. Naughty now. Out wide to Sabella. Hernandez in the mix for a header again. Is no foul. No chance for North Carolina to clear and perhaps head the other way quickly. Italu trips on the back of Rob Cornwall's feet. No foul there though. This will be the first back-to-back wins for North Carolina since wins over Greenville and Richmond in mid-August. They'd alternated losses and wins since then. Mentioned the consistency of North Carolina this season. They've not suffered back-to-back losses in USL League One this season. Been around the top 2 for pretty much the whole season, since about week 3 or so. Went on that 4-game run in mid-April. Since then they've been hanging around in the top 2 or 3. It's a nice turn by Natalo, but loses possession and Rogers will go all the way back to Delgado. Don't forget, stick around after the game for all the full-time highlights and stats from this one. Rogers now. Out wide to a prop. As Parra goes down under the challenge from Gustavo Fernandez. Certainly a chance here for the Hailstorm to half this deficit. Dangerous free kick position for the home team. So we get another one of our musical interludes. Noah Powder is likely to be the taker here. He's with the left foot. Spent his youth with the Red Bulls. Played with Red Bulls 2, Orange County, FC Tulsa in the USL Championship. 2 goals and 4 assists in the last 6. Can he add to that total? No, he can't. Good diving save from Thompson. That may count as the first shot on target, even if it was perhaps going wide. Couldn't really tell from this angle, but Thompson certainly had to get low down and quickly to punch that one away. Decent strike by Noah Powder. See what the official stat man says. Rogers now towards the edge of the box. Out wide. Chipped in. Headed away by Garcia. Perez will just knock it downfield. See another sub getting ready to happen here. Luis Arriaga. This will be a defensive substitution for John Bradford. Second sub of the night for him. Be Arriaga, more of a defensive midfielder, coming in here for an attacker. We'll get to that in a second. Will be Garrett McLaughlin coming off. Garrett McLaughlin opened the scoring tonight back in the 40th minute. Here's how he did it. Watch the right-hand side of the wall. Anderson gets out of the way, but also did Noah Powder, and unfortunately, Delgado was unsighted and left flat-footed. Under 5 minutes remaining in the 90 here from Windsor. Here's Lucky Apra. Headed away well by Fernandez. Billy King.
For North Carolina,
Rogers.
Number 7, Luis
Skips
Arriaga,
past Arriaga.
number 19, Garrett McLaughlin. Change made in the
North Carolina have done a good job intercepting these crosses tonight. Certainly good for this 2-0 lead. Especially on the road. They did credit that first shot on target for Noah Powder in the 85th minute. Noco actually had more shots, 10-9. So we're having another substitution perhaps as Luis Perez looks to be making his way to the sideline. Perez, 7 goals on the season. So Max Flick and Rafa Metzingen coming on. We mentioned Rafa might bring some fresh legs to this game. As Max Flick comes in. Looks like we'll wait for that Rafa substitution. Max Flick, natural center back, but can play in the midfield as well. Come off the bench in 12 of the last 13, well 13 of the last 14 now is Max Flick. Still waiting for his first start of the season.
Attention for a shift 4 substitution.
Those substitutions brought to you by Shift 4. St. Sylvania are also making his way off. So a straight swap there on the left side for John Bradford as Rafa Minskin comes in for Sylvania. A player to watch tonight. Didn't do a whole lot going forward, but tracked back well from that left wing spot. Max Flick, 12 starts last season for North Carolina, but certainly more of a reserve role this year as Trevor Ammon goes through the back of Gustavo Fernandez. No call though. Will be a throw here for the Hailstorm. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the 90, but we're sure to see a good chunk of stoppage time at the end of this one. There's been a couple of injuries, ton of subs. You have to think at least 5 or 6, perhaps more minutes added on. Rogers. Can he deliver a pinpoint cross? Yes, he can. Ammon was in there, as was Hernandez. I think it went off the head of Ammon. No, it's going to be a corner kick. Take that back. Sabella there, the man from Argentina. Yeah, she scored a late tying goal for the Florida Soccer Soldiers in the US Open Cup against Charlotte, and Charlotte ended up signing him. Here's the ball in from Rogers. Back post, nobody's there to get a touch on it, or did Hailstorm get a touch? They're claiming it was a North Carolina referee. Campo Hernandez wasn't entirely sure who got a touch, but his assistant referee on the far side decided it was a corner. Another corner brought to you by Meadow Gold. Rogers, good delivery again. Some half-hearted appeals for handball. No whistle though. Sabella, lovely little back heel to King. Another cross in. Hailstorm players queuing up. We want to thank our post-game meal sponsor, Peak Kitchen, for providing meals for our players following this game. It won't be a happy meal unless Hailstorm can find a couple of goals here. I don't mean a happy meal in the fast food sense. Billy King, oh, he had a chance there if he just brought that one down. His first touch let him down though. King, it's good work by DJ Benton. King still on the ground. Benton just beat him out physically, but it gives it away to Naughty. That one's hooked away. We'll find out in a second here how many minutes we'll have at the end of this second half. And it will be 6 minutes. That one's headed by Lucky Pra and out for a goal kick, so that'll take away some of those 6 minutes. Brooks Thompson will certainly take his time now. Thompson with just the one save so far tonight. That was from Noah Powder. In the 85th minute, that was the only shot on target tonight for the Hailstorm. NCFC now. Rafa Mensigan. Headed away by Powder. Billy King now. Hernandez. He's going to try and score from a long way out. Nowhere near Brooks Thompson's goal. As Trevor Ammon stands there in disgust in that attempt from Marky Hernandez. Bit of desperation from the home team. Certainly hasn't been the offensive explosion game we expected. A set-piece goal by Garrett McLaughlin and a transition goal by Alex Anderson. Just to mention, just the one shot on goal for the Hailstorm. Cornwall almost dispossessed by Natalu. Hailstorm going long now. Lucky Pra battling with Benton. No foul. It will be a throw for the visitors. DJ Benton will stroll over and leave it for Mikey Maldonado. So if things hold here, it'll be North Carolina in first place. A chance here perhaps for a third goal. Rafa Mensigan. Ooh! Rolls across the 6-yard box, past Natalo as well as Delgado. North Carolina will have 56 points, as well as 17 wins. Importantly, that's 2 more than Northern Colorado. Trevor Ammon, though. Can he find a way back for Northern Colorado here? Tries to lay it back for Parra, but then gets it back. Ammon's left-footed cross is blocked by Fernandez. Trevor Ammon seems to be a little out of gas. As down goes Irvin Parra, as does Garcia, and it's going to likely add more time on to the end of this second half stoppage time. As we mentioned, North Carolina in first place with 56 points if this holds. Union Omaha in second with 55. Northern Colorado in third with 53, but importantly, 1 win less than Omaha, 2 wins less than North Carolina FC. Remember, Northern Colorado missed out on the playoffs last year due to wins. Parra throws this one in. Flicked off a North Carolina head. Rafa Minskin will eventually come away with it. That's always going to be a foot race. He'll win over Rob Cornwall. And that'll be a yellow card for Rob Cornwall. It's his 7th of the season. The man from Dublin, Ireland.
A yellow card was issued to Hailstorm number 4, Rob Cornwall, in stoppage time.
Captain when he does start, Rob Cornwall. Didn't start tonight. Mentioned Eamon Zayed said he has a bit of Achilles tendonitis when he has these short turnarounds. Again, both of these teams played Wednesday. NOCO will play on Friday night at Greenville. North Carolina will play out in Omaha on Friday. Rafa Minskin now onto the right foot. Shot right at Delgado. He'll look to get things going the other way quickly. Parra knocks it down for Sabella. Falls to the feet of Ammon. No, overcomes Garcia. He'll shepherd that one out of play as Trevor Ammon helps him on his way. And that will be a goal kick for the visitors as we enter the last 90 seconds of this 6 minutes of stoppage time. We may have a little more added on. Again, don't forget tomorrow, Richmond hosting Greenville, 4 p.m. Eastern. Rescheduled from earlier today thanks to Tropical Storm Ophelia. Hope everybody up in that area is okay. I know some might not have power tonight. Well, that's an inconvenience. We hope that's the worst thing that happened to people as they lost power. We know how dangerous these storms can be. So Rogers now battling with Max Flick. He'll earn the free kick. NOCO will be 6 points clear of Charlotte with 3 games remaining. Thanks to Omaha coming back tonight. Even if North Carolina beat Omaha on Friday night, they won't be able to clinch that top spot, especially as Omaha has a game in hand. Battle for these top 3 spots certainly going to come down right to the end as we're now into extra time at the end of stoppage time. Irvin Parra will take the throw. It's a good throw. Nodded away by North Carolina. And as far as Rogers. Onto his left foot. Not his favored one. And that will do it as Brooks Thompson punches the air. Another clean sheet for him, his 3rd in a row. As North Carolina FC come all the way west. Well, they stay west. They beat Fuego on Wednesday night, 3-0. Come here to Colorado and take care of the Hailstorm 2-0. Now in first place with 56 points. NCFC. It's time to look at your play of the match. Brought to you by Meadow Gold, the gold standard play of the match. It was this good save in the first half from Lalo Delgado on this first time shot from Raheem Somersault. That's your gold standard play of the match. Brought to you by Meadow Gold. Jaden Sylvania had a quiet night. Did our player to watch, but he won't care. His team is a 2-0 victory in this one. Stick around, we'll be right back with full-time highlights and more after this one. Your final score from Colorado, NCFC 2, NOCO 0.
Welcome. I'm Jason Olskard. I'm here with Jackie and Michelle, and we are the Olskard team, powered by C3 Real Estate Solutions.
We are proud to partner with future legends to help fulfill the lifestyle needs, wants, and desires of each family who wants to call Colorado home.
C3 stands for character, culture, and commitment. That is core to who we are and the exceptional value that every client will experience when working with us.
If you value working with an experienced team, we invite you to reach out to schedule a time to meet with us.
Shields All Sports Store is your one stop for everything outdoors, with local experts eager to guide you through the widest selection of brands. Your one stop for exercise gear to get working out or fashions for going out. And your one stop for footwear in your size, your style, yours to take home today. Shields, employee owned, community minded, and like no place you've ever shopped before.
Welcome back to Windsor, Colorado, where North Carolina FC have taken a 2-0 victory over the Northern Colorado Hailstorm to take a 1-point lead at the top of the USL League One standings as Oasis plays in the background, as it does at Minnesota United games. Let's take a look at your full-time highlights from this one. Got off to a blazing start. Things slowed down a little bit. Shot was blocked from Billy King's attempt. And Noco would wait till the 80-something minute for their first shot on goal. Brooks Thompson was clattered into there by Bruno Rendon. Here was the first goal of the night. Garrett McLaughlin with the right-footed free kick strike for his 8th goal of the season. Left Lalo Delgado flat-footed. That was in the 40th minute. They would take that 1-0 lead into the break. Another look at the strike from Garrett McLaughlin. Watch the right end of the wall here. It's actually Raheem Somersault who went one way. Noah Powder went the other way, and that opened the spot for McLaughlin to fire it home. It was always going to be that key second goal that would make the difference in this one. It would come on after a turnover. Raheem Somersault would find Alex Anderson out wide, and Lalo Delgado perhaps wants that one back. As Anderson finds inside of the far post for his 16th goal of the season. Mentioned Hailstorm didn't put up much of a fight tonight. Their first only had one shot on target. And that came in the 80-something minute. And that's your final score. NCFC 2, Noco 0. Here are your first full-time highlights. Your full-time stats, from this one. 24 total shots, 14 for the Hailstorm, 10 for North Carolina. But there's your key one. Only one shot on target for the home team, despite 65% possessions. Both of these teams will play next Friday night. Hailstorm, a big one against against Greenville. North Carolina against Omaha. We'll certainly know a little bit more about how the top three might end up after that night. We'll stick around tomorrow. Richmond hosting Greenville at 4 p.m. Eastern. But this one's over tonight. My name is Ross Davenport. Thanks to my team behind the scenes. A big victory for North Carolina in the fight for a first-round bye and perhaps home field advantage throughout the playoffs. A 2-0 victory over the Hailstorm. Thanks for joining us tonight. Have a good evening.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.